Becky, see that we're not disturbed.
All right, let's have it. And don't leave out a single word.
Oh, Sebastian, can't it wait? I mean, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well, you don't have very much choice.
Just went over all of this with Brubaker.
Well, separately, yeah. But look, our stories have to line up.
Why? We're innocent. They've got an open and shut case against Dave Phillips. And I'm just beginning to realize that that fanatic actually murdered her.
Well, of course he did. But we don't want any misinformation getting out. Look, we have the public sympathy working for us now, and we can't afford to blow it. So from the top, exactly what did you say to Brubaker?
Come in.
Figured you'd be here.
Yeah, I've been waiting on your call. What happened to it?
I got sidetracked. Right into Lester Lewis's office.
Ah, so you did meet with him.
Yeah, straight through lunch. And I'll tell you something, Dan. He is scared.
Well, he should be. Nancy Lawson has got one of the sweetest malpractice suits I've ever smelled. Now, tell me this. Did he suggest that he'd be willing to settle out of court?
Oh, he's not just willing. He's ready.
Ah, that's good. That's good. All I need to do now is bait the hook, huh?
Yeah, well, if you ask me, he'll bite at anything to clear Kingsley General.
Well, now, let's see what is a reasonable amount to cover all the suffering that Nancy Lawson has been through. Plus, what it's worth to Kingsley General and Ben Martin to keep their reputations spotless.
All right. Now, you told Brubaker where you were when Kate was murdered, right?
In Perryville.
Well, is that all?
What do you mean, is that all? That's all he wanted to know. Didn't he ask you the same thing?
Well, among other things, yeah. Look, my wife knows I was with her at home. It's your alibi that we don't want any questions about.
Come on, Sebastian. You know, you're as bad as Brubaker.
Well, I'm just trying to see to it that your relationship with Kate doesn't ruin things for us.
Well, I didn't tell him that Kate walked out on me, if that's what you're asking.
Well, I'm glad to see you're using your head.
Although I don't know if Brubaker is buying my surprise at discovering that Kate came back to town in the first place.
Well, you did stick to that prior commitment arrangement between you two that we discussed.
Yes. He did ask me if we had consummated the marriage, though.
What? What did you say?
I said no, that we were two mature people and we could wait.
Yeah, and that you left Kate at Avalon while you went with me to Perryville to talk to the farmers.
Yes.
Good. That's what I told him.
You know, I just can't believe that Dave Phillips would do something this morbid. Actually murder Kate because he couldn't have her.
Well, Amber was obviously right about him all along.
It's just like...
Like what?
I don't know. It's just like thoughts that sometimes run through my head about political assassinations. What if that happened to me?
Oh, now, come on. You're letting your imagination run overtime.
Well, maybe you're right. What I want is to just get away from here for a little while.
Yeah. We can't afford that right now.
I know. Brubaker made that quite clear.
Look, maybe I can work you a day off. Look, just because I stay on top of you all the time doesn't mean I don't know what you're going through.
It's all so macabre and so unnecessary. You know, I haven't even spoken to Amber and Stacy about funeral arrangements.
Hey, that's something else. I mean, you ought to be seen with those two as much as possible. They are your stepdaughters now, you know.
I guess you're right.
What are you doing?
I'm getting Vicky in here. I'm going to do some work. Maybe I get mind off things. Oh, Vicky, could you come in here? I've got a letter I want to dictate. Okay, thank you.
Now, Lee, look. Let's make sure that this time it's just dictation, all right? I mean, the way you're feeling, you could easily fall for another pretty shoulder to cry on. And I just can't afford another episode like that one with Andrea.
Has anyone heard from Andrea?
Not a word.
I'm ready whenever you are, sir.
Now, don't go jumping the gun, Dan. Lester Lewis, sure, he's willing to settle this malpractice suit out of court. I can't say the same for Ben.
Look, the hospital has already admitted malpractice. He might as well, too. He's already been subpoenaed, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet that shook him up just a little bit, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Either that or made him fighting mad. I'm telling you, I think it was a mistake to file two separate cases, you know?
No. Not when the settlement's doubled. Now, how about that? I mean, just how high do you think Lester Lewis is willing to go on this thing?
He didn't give me any figures. Just the impression that he'll make it well worth our while.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, we'll just ballpark it for right now. That's all right.
How much did Nancy have in mind?
Oh, this isn't up to her, Doug. This is my little project, all the way.
Yeah, but she must have given you some idea, right?
Some.
You're not gonna tell her the full amount, are you?
Well, now you've got the idea there, Doug boy. I'm telling you, this is the sweetest setup I've ever been involved in. And when it's over, you won't exactly regret it either.
You know, if Ben ever finds out that you and I are in this together...
Oh, he won't. Not unless you tell him.
Oh, let's see now. Where was I?
Paragraph 4. The situation remains the same. Voter registration has not increased in this district
That's
since...
right. Has not increased since 1974. Wait a minute. Did that shift occur during the odd years? I don't remember. Well, just look it up, Andrea, and I'll put...
I'll check on the date, Mr. Carruthers.
Vicky, I'm sorry I called you Andrea.
It's okay. I'm not offended.
Well, you ought to be. It was stupid of me.
Oh, I understand. Frankly, I don't see how you can concentrate on anything since the murder.
Well, that's just it. I can't.
Would you like me to leave? I can finish this dictation tomorrow.
No. It has to be done today.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's start with... Well, let's start with you.
With me?
Yes, with your opinion. You think I ought to rephrase that paragraph you read back?
I don't think it's necessary, Mr. Carruthers. The grammar's fine. Just the date's missing.
Well, you seem a little reluctant to criticize. You don't have to worry about it. I can handle it.
I'm sure you can, but there's nothing here to criticize.
Well, maybe that's because of you.
We've done it. Get a load of the latest poll.
Oh, this is unbelievable, Sebastian.
Yeah, well, you believe it, Bub. Every single one of the undecided voters have come over to us because of Kate's death. And they've come over to our side because of sympathy. Now, if we work on that, we can't lose.
Oh, have you ever seen anything like this, Vicky? Look.
That's wonderful, Mr. Carruthers. That's absolutely wonderful.
Come on, Harold, you gotta tell me.
Says who?
Says me. Come on, where are you taking me to dinner?
You will know when we get there.
I don't believe it. You're really not gonna tell me, are you?
No, I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise. It's one that you're going to like.
That's really terrific. So I'm supposed to spend the rest of the afternoon wondering what I'm gonna wear?
My lips are sealed.
Harold, if you don't tell me, so help me, I'm gonna
Is it all right to come in?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. Your timing couldn't be better.
I hope so. Has Dave's bail been worked out yet?
Well, the amount has. How to get it hadn't.
Yeah, $250,000.
What?
You heard me. It's kind of hard to get your hands on a piece of change like that, too, isn't it?
Well, I thought you said that he wouldn't have to pay all of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if he can come up with $25,000, then a bail bondsman will handle the rest.
Still, $25,000.
It's not exactly peanuts either.
And not only that, it's not refundable. It's a premium paid on risk.
Well, we're just going to have to come up with it somehow. That's all there is to it.
Well, there's another avenue I'm working on.
What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
Well, see if I can get the bail reduced. The only problem is when you're dealing with a capital case like murder, it's what you call a long shot.
Huh, like everything else, it seems.
What if I gave you the money?
You?
I've been thinking. I have the money from the sale of Mother's house.
No,
and I don't know...
no, you don't, Terry. That's all tied up in a trust fund. You can't use it for anything except your son, Peter's education, or for Scotty's, or any of your other grandchildren yet to come.
Yes, but surely in this
No,
case...
absolutely not.
So in the meantime, what are we going to do? Just leave him in jail?
For the meantime, yes, but just give me a little bit more time. Let me work on it some more.
Okay. Have either one of his daughters been to see him?
No, not even Stacy. I talked to her earlier, and she's still trying to handle the shock of her mother's death. They were very close.
It's pretty rough, grieving over your mother while your father's accused.
Dave's innocent. I know it.
I know, and don't you worry. Harold's gonna prove it. Aren't you, Harold?
I'm gonna do the best job I know how. And you, I expect you to keep his morale up. It's real important at a time like this.
Oh, I know, and I will. Well, I got to get back to the office. Thanks again for seeing me, Harold.
Oh, sure. And I'll be in touch with you.
Good. Okay. Bye, Babs.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. So tell me the truth, Harold. Do you think that the doc killed his ex-wife? I don't.
Well, from all the evidence we have, I have to say that it doesn't look too good.
Just because they found the gun near his car there?
No, it's not just the gun, Babs. It's not even all the other evidence that points to Dave. It's the motive.
But he just doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who'd be into revenge. I mean, so she married Carruthers.
Then what was he doing at his daughter's apartment where Kate Carruthers was? Even he hasn't been able to answer that.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Russ, did I keep you waiting? Your appointment was...
No, it's all right. It was set for right about now, and I have a feeling none too soon.
Well, then let's get right down to business. Babs, excuse us.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I have a little guesswork to do anyway.
So what's going on? You're sounding awful mysterious here all of a sudden.
Yeah, if you think that's strange. You should have seen me ducking Mrs. Davidson when she walked out.
And the next question would be why?
I don't want anyone to connect me with what I came here to do.
Which is what?
You're looking for bail money for Dr. Phillips, right?
Yeah?
Well, look no more. You've got it.
From you?
Sure, yeah, whatever the amount.
Russ, it's $25,000.
$25,000, like that's a whole lot compared to what Vince left me.
But this is a lump sum we're talking about. You can't take but about $4,000 a month.
Hey, I know how Vince's mind worked. Those terms were just set up to keep me in line. And I'll just bet that he left some kind of a loophole where I could get a whole lot more if I needed it.
Yeah, you might have something there.
Yeah, I know I do. And when you find it, remember what I told you. I don't want anybody to know where the money came from, not even Dr. Phillips, okay?
Sure, if that's the way you want it.
That's the way I want it.
All through?
Yeah, it's fine.
Good, I'll just take this away then.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, I bet you didn't expect to see me today.
How'd you guess?
Oh, what's the matter, Nancy? You sound kind of down. Well, now listen, you cheer up because I have fantastic news.
What is it?
Exactly what we've been waiting for. The word is that the hospital is ready to give you everything that's rightfully yours. They're willing to settle out of court. Huh?
Are you sure?
Now, this came directly from Lester Lewis himself. But let's not sound the trumpets quite yet. We still have to work out the fine print, you know.
But what about Ben? I mean, is he going to settle too?
He'll do what the insurance company tells him to do. And believe me, they'll want to make a clean break of this whole thing.
I can't believe it. I'm finally going to get the money.
Yeah, all of it, too. Exactly like I told you.
Oh, I'll just be so glad when this is all over.
Well, that'll be soon enough, and then you can start making up for all the time you lost trapped in this place, huh?
Yeah. But, Dr. Grilly told me I can get out in a day or two.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. And listen, if we can just stay on this roll that we've been on, you'll be ready to start planning your shopping spree the minute you get out of here.
Well, I think I ought to get a little settled first. I have to pay Ione some back rent and...
What, Ione
things like
Redmond?
that. Yeah.
Oh, now, come on, Nancy. You're not seriously thinking of moving back in there with her, are you?
Well, until I get a place of my own.
Oh, now forget it. Oh, Nancy, listen to me. You are worth your weight in gold now, lady. No, I'm gonna set you up at the King's Arms. Yeah.
But I don't...
No buts. After everything that you've been through, you deserve the best.
Well, we meet again, Mr. Myers.
Miss Phillips, I realize that this is a difficult time for you. But I've got to ask you some questions about your mother's murder.
I'd really rather not go through this now.
Look, you're going to have to do this sooner or later. I promise I won't take long.
All right, come in.
Thank you.
Would you like to sit down?
No, that's all right. Now, I've already talked to your sister and to Gil Prescott.
Please, Sergeant Brubaker, couldn't you just get on with your questions?
And your father. I was hoping you could tell me something about him.
Obviously, you've already questioned him. You put him in jail.
But you know about his memory lapse.
I've heard about it.
He says that he can't remember anything the morning of the murder. You didn't see him at all that day?
No.
Not even to tell him that your mother was back in Kingsley? I understand that you wanted to see them back together again.
What I wanted didn't work out.
How was his state of mind when he found out that your mother was marrying Lee Carruthers?
Don't you think it would be better if you asked my father about his state of mind?
You didn't talk to him at all after the wedding?
I went over to his apartment after the ceremony, but we really didn't talk much about the wedding or anything. He just said that he wanted Mom to be happy.
Exact words?
Close enough.
What about your sister? Did Amber see him before the murder?
Not likely. Amber hates my father.
What about your mother? How did Amber get along with her?
Mom means everything to her.
And you? How did you feel about your mother?
I loved her.
Look, just for the record, Stacy, where were you the night of the murder?
I was here. I came back from the Chronicle in the afternoon. I ate and I didn't go out again.
Anybody here with you?
No, I was alone.
All night?
Yes.
I put this question to your sister, and I'm going to ask you the same one. Do you think that your father murdered your mother?
Well, Nancy, maybe you better decide who stays, huh?
Well, that won't be necessary, because I'm not leaving until we talk.
We'll get together later, okay?
Okay, you suit yourself. Next time, I'll make an appointment.
You do that, if there is a next time.
Oh, there will be. Yeah. Well, Nancy, I'll just be outside for when you're finished.
Okay, thanks.
Well, guess who the topic of discussion was at the Board of Trustees meeting today? You. And what you're costing this hospital.
Look, I didn't ask to be here.
Nancy, we've been through all that before.
I didn't, and I can't help being here.
Maybe you can't, but you can put a stop to this malpractice suit.
Oh, it's too late for that.
It's never too late. Call off Dan Myers.
I can't. Can't you see what I'm trying to do? I mean, when the money from the settlement comes through, I'll be able to make a new start. I'll be able to pay you off.
If that's the way you have to get it, then forget everything you owe me. Nancy, look, you were starting to turn over a new leaf before the accident.
A new leaf? I was so depressed I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, but you reached out for help. You've never done that before.
And look where it landed me.
Oh, you don't really believe that. Look, in spite of the depression, you saw that people really cared about you, didn't you?
Look, Terry, I don't want to talk anymore, okay? I'm going to be able to help a lot of people when this thing is over. If you want to see a change in me, well, that'll do it. Now, look, would you please leave, and could you ask Dan to come in? I have to talk with him.
What about it, Stacy? Do you believe that your father murdered your mother?
Does it really matter what I think?
Why would I ask you that?
I don't know. To satisfy your curiosity? To give you a chance to test your amateur psychology?
Look, we've got to follow every lead that we've got.
Then why did you arrest my father without digging for more leads?
Because we already had enough evidence on him.
Just because he couldn't remember anything? That's evidence?
Seems like you've answered my question.
My father loved my mother.
I've heard that from a number of people. I think I better get going. Incidentally, did you know that your father called you the day he was arrested?
He did?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't.
Maybe you should get in touch with him.